inside my house and tell me, B, your mama died in the house. I want you to know how my mama died. And I want you to know you are the reason I'm bringing up Dr. Harold Green right now. He is a killer, a liar, and a cheat. And if I were you all, I would go find another physician, because I asked and I asked and I asked about my cholesterol. He never gave me a cholesterol reading, but I just continued to smile. But when I carried all those pharmaceutical drugs back to his office that was at this person's house, along with your script, you thanked me, but you never said, Teddy, I'm so sorry. Pass the word on. You are in this thing and you're gonna go down. I'm sick of you. You killed my mother. She was cut from the groin area down to her ankle on her left leg, nigga, and you didn't give her a blood thinner. Now, Dr. Bosher, one of the finest surgeons, told me, don't worry, we do this operation all the time. I do it maybe 50 times a week. I haven't lost a patient yet. But he did not want my mother to stay over there in that community hospital. He said that the operating rooms were not properly set up. He said the personnel was incompetent, and he wanted to take my mother to Henrico Doctors Hospital, where she would have been fine. But my nasty half-sister Carl and my sister Rose that's dead, y'all got that money. You moved out in Chesterfield, living out in Shepherd's Watch like you are millionaires, but you gonna pay for what y'all did to my mama. Y'all going down too, huh? You moved out there living like the rich white folk. You going down, shorty. You going down just like the rest of them, because the truth is not in you. And you can pretend like you were all of that. You know, and I know, that you're my half-sister, but I've always called you my sister before, my blood sister. But the fight is on. I got to discern this. I got to tell it and let the people know who your father was. Your father was not Theodore Parham. Your father was Net the Cat. And the people need to know it, and you need to know it. I'm not ashamed to tell it, because a lot of children out here these days and time, they don't even know who their biological father is. But I'm letting you know who yours is. You've been hiding all of these years. So it's so much going on out here in the city of Richmond. And let me say this. Remember on my first show, I warned the VCU students about the dormitory being put up over there on Chamberlain Avenue. I said to you that Chamberlain Avenue in Ellen Robinson's district is one of the most deadliest places in the city. And nobody said anything. But guess what? They abducted a girl yesterday, and the sucker was in a Cadillac, and they raped her. I keep telling you to watch out. They have set you all up. Doug Wilder, Republican, with his criminal son working for the governor, McDonald. And I guess, y'all, that's a favor for him. But you know, you crooks, the way you all get things expunged, that's how Crooked Joe Morrison got his law license back. All they got to do is have money and carry down there to the clerk with a crooked lawyer, and you can get all of that taken off your record. So I want some of you people to wake up. Do the same thing that they have done. Go to the Virginia expungementlaw.com, pull it up, get yourself straight so we can go and vote. Get your ID made so we can go and vote. It's just too much wickedness in this city. Ellen Robinson, with Section 8, this girl's house have not ever been inspected, because if it hadn't been inspected by Section 8, she would not be living in this house now. I want to say this about Mr. Green. With the lady. So I told the mayor, I embarrassed him. I meant to embarrass that sucker in front of the national news. I meant, Miss Perham. Before that, he had just hired me as a freelance reporter. He said, Miss Perham, I've done so many stories about you and for you and about the community. I'm going to hire you as a freelance writer. He says, but I'm going against my attorney's advice. I'm like, well, who is your attorney? Prince, David Prince, the crook, along with Wilder and Willard Douglas. how y'all created a false will trying to snatch the Eggleston's estate. That's how low you go, Willard Douglas, how you stolen all the money from the food bank, from the people, while you take your wife on these goodwill trips to Africa. That's right, I said it. Willard Douglas was illegally put back in office, broke the bylaws. Dolores McQuinn, you helped, and dead Joseph Brooks. You all put that sucker back in office. You know he's been milking our cap like it was a cow. That's why there's no food in the food bank. This nigga done got over judge, lawyer, and thief, and there's plenty paperwork on him in the state library archives. How David Prince, him and his wife came up with a phony will, and I even showed it to Marilyn Goff. She said, I didn't know that. And she's a lawyer and a judge where everything wasn't meant for you to know because you're a crook too. So there we have that on that. But I want to get back to the man with the free press, the Voice newspaper. He says to me, Miss Pearl, why'd you embarrass my mayor like I'm mayor? I'm like, that's your mayor. I didn't vote for that sucker. And know what? I told him, and I called him on the phone. He told me about how Douglas Wilder, when I was investigating him, trying to find out the properties and things he owned, and he told me, he said, Teddy, Doug Wilder and my old doctor, John Howlett, across the street were in business together, and he gave me the names of these corporations, but I couldn't find it. But I'm going to find it, Doug, because just because you were the first mayor of the city of Richmond, and the word black shouldn't even fit into the sentence because you look like a white boy to me, somebody made a mistake. You are just like them redneck honkies out there, and I said it. You have raped the city of Richmond. You and Dwight Jones and Leonidas Young have raped the city of Richmond and the people in the city of Richmond, and may God have mercy on you when your time comes. You done tried to kill me out. You done broke me down financially. You're trying to steal my house. You done let the nigga beat me up and didn't give him a day. You done let the white boy steal my car. You done tried to have me locked up with the school board lying on me. But you know what? They tell me I didn't even go to school in the city of Richmond. So I must have dropped out of my mama's womb with my high school diploma in my hand. So where did I go to school? I want to say hello to Miss Polly, the ambassador for City Hall. She is one of the positive things out there. I want to say hello to my girl. And I went to school with Miss Polly. And I want to say, Alicia Raisin, get yourself together. I told you these niggas were going to kill you. You worked too hard, working with too many deaths, too many funerals. There's people that one of the boys that was running for the mayor was one of the people that stole their money. They need money. The girl is tired. She have heart problems. She have health problems. And I asked the city of Richmond, I stood up before the city council and asked you niggas to get a girl a salary, get a girl a gas card, because she is on a set income like everybody else. But you know, I hear people say, we didn't ask her to do the job. Well, guess what? You don't know how to do it. And I'm like, let the police hire somebody to do it. Some of them suckers get hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Stop doing the police officer's job. Them niggas get paid to do what they do. Stop cooperating with them. Let them work and earn their money, because as usual, they end up turning you in, making you look like you are an informant. That's what Sharon Smoot is, a criminal informant. All the information that I wrote to Leonidas Young and the people in the block, they gave it to Sharon Smoot. When I went to court, she could talk all she wanted to. But I had to be quiet, right, John Monet? You said it. You said they hired the lawyers and told the lawyers, do not let me talk. Well, I say this to you, Sharon. May your kidneys burst wide open. You're diabetic now? Good. How did you get to adopt these bad tail kids that's going around raping people in gangs, kicking in people's doors. How did they get that? There. When I went to social services, child protective services, they didn't offer me any help at all. And the truancy office on Meadowbridge Road, you turn all of those people against me that could help me. So right now I'm praying in the name of the Lord I serve, each and every one that voted for Ellen Robinson, that trusts her, that have worked with her against me and the other poor people in the community. May the Lord cripple your hands. May the Lord allow your tongue to swell up in your mouth. May you all drop dead, and may all of your seeds cease to exist and be held in limbo until judgment. You are some evil people. Don't get mad with me because I know things that you don't know. So moving right along, Doug Wilder, your son working in the Capitol as a felon. He done escaped all the drug charge. You done paid to clear this nigga record. Now he working with the Republicans over there at the state Capitol. And the dirty governor got the right to hire anybody he wants to. But I say this, Governor, when I asked you to come over to see the people that were devastated by the hurricane, you didn't have time. You know what? You suck. Your whole Democratic Party sucks. And I'm praying to my God that those surges, the wave surges, they say 15 foot would be devastating. I'm asking my God on the name of all of the slaves and the people that you all have enslaved, that the waves come up and wipe all of you all out. You have dogged the black people there in New Orleans. You run for the hills and leave them in the bottom, and they are still slaves. But let me tell you why New Orleans keep getting hit. It is not a city of God. You got witchcraft. You've got, you name it, you got it. You got the, and I don't care about the homosexuality. People got the right to do what they want to. That's what Obama was saying. The voters have to make the choice. And I want to say this. I want to talk about a guy that I worked with for a long time. He was one of the poet's brothers I've ever seen in my life, Roderick Bullock. Roderick, his mother, I love her. But this nigga think he is big time because he sat behind the president of the United States. And when I saw that nigga sitting behind the president, I just screamed out and said, oh my God, they let anybody near the president. So I've been working with the Obama campaign, getting volunteers and things in, and he gonna tell me he's supporting Ellen Robinson, this low life. He's telling me he's supporting Dwight Jones, but yet he's gonna tell me that he has 4 pieces of real estate. And I say, stop lying, Roderick Bullock. You don't own anything. He talking about his grandmother died and left him in a piece of estate, and talking about he always lived a good life. He never missed anything. Well, you a liar. If it wasn't for RCAP and the food that your mother got for you, you would have starved to death, my brother. You were so bad with your personal hygiene, my brother, and I'm going to call the initials. CW and I set up care packages for you with baking soda for your feet, soap for your stinky behind, deodorant and soap for your armpits, and toothpaste and toothbrush for your mouth. And let me tell you this. That house over there that you all lived in, I never seen a hole like that in my life. When you walked through the front door, you had a mulberry tree, and I used to tell your mother, let me cut that tree down. Let me prune that tree back, because I want nothing but a tom girl, but I'm not a lesbian. I just got plenty of skills. She kept putting it off and off and off. So she finally invited me in one day because she had beautiful grandchildren. And I walked in the house, and the banister to the steps was laying upside the stairwell. The termites had ate the banisters up out of the stairwell, and they were laying against the wall. And she invited me humbly into the kitchen. And you had a table, but almost all of the floorboards were missing. And you had raccoons and possums and rats and everything in there. The floorboards were missing, Roderick. Do you remember? But to top it off, my nigga, you act like you all of that because you ride the Perm Express bus. You didn't even have chairs in your kitchen. The floors were so messed up. You had